Alright gamers, we're back, and let's go ahead and start the game. Now we got to get 30 fortune to win this game. Before the track gets to 15, there's a little chart on the instruction manual that tells you how many players you have and how much you have to win and that kind of stuff. And so our first player is going to be Li Mi Ching, and we're going to go ahead and you roll a die to see for movement, and if you roll a 1 you get an event card, just like in Touch of Evil. She rolls a 5. You know, let's see here. She could linger in Hong Kong, but we don't want to do that. And we're going to go immediately to Tokyo here and start our first try to get our first treasure. When you're in a city space, you got to count when you move. So you go 1, 2, and there she is in Tokyo, in Japan. 3. She's not in Tokyo. The artifacts never appear in the city, they always appear in the country. And that's her turn. So you have your movement phase first. And now it's Angel's turn. She rolls a 2. That's not as good. But she didn't need much. She goes 1, because remember, she's in the city. She wants to go into the land. So it's 1, 2, and she's here at the Yucatan, and she's going to go after a treasure there. And last, we have Jenny Butler. She rolls a 3. Now she could, if she wanted to, she could buy an ally. I didn't go over her personal mission thing. Her personal mission was collect at least 1 fortune from a temple. Well, there's no temple on the board right now, and she rolled a 3. So, let's have her go to. She can go 1, 2, 3, and she's going to go to the Amazon and try to find this treasure. So let's start with Ling Mi here. Alright, that was the end of the movement phase. Let's start on the adventure phase. Now, she picks her first danger. Now, she is going after, there's a purple skull there, she's going after the Shroud of Hades. She has to pass 4 dangers, and this thing is worth 3 fortune. So we take our first danger card. And it's Watch from the Shadows. And it is worth 3 glory. And in order to pass this test, she has to roll either a 6 on her agility or 6 on her cunning. Let's look. She has a better agility than she does cunning. She has 5. So she gets to roll 5 die. And this little X means she only needs 1 success. So she gets to roll 5 die. And she's got to get a 6 in order to get 1 success. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's roll 5 die. Come on, 6. And we got it. We got it. So that means she passes danger. So we can put this in the little discard pile here. She gets 3 glory. So we take 3 glory. We don't give it the glory to her yet. We put it to the side. Because now Ling Mi's got a decision to make. She can either camp, and that means stop doing the dangers and take the glory, and it'll be hers. Or she can press on and do another danger, which is probably what we're going to do since she hasn't lost any wounds or anything. So she's going to press on and do another danger, and this one is a Market Chase. And here we go again. This one's worth 3 glory, and she's got to get either agility 5+ on 2 successes or cunning 6+ on 1 test. Well, like I said, her agility is 5, so we're going to take 5 dice and we're going to do the agility one, and she's got to get at least 2 5s. And we got, look at that, we passed that test, so that's good. So we passed that test. Now, as a note, let's say Ling Mi rolled her dice and only got 1 5. Well, she could keep rolling. She could roll 5 dice again because she at least got 1 success. And if she rolled a 5 her second turn, then she passed the test. If she didn't pass, well, maybe we'll find out on this turn right here. So we get rid of that. We'll take the 3 glory that one was worth. Let's see here. 3 glory. and put it right here, and she's going to press on. She's got 2 more tests she has to do, but she's doing pretty good. And this one is a underwater diving test, and she has to get cunning 2 successes. Now this may be a little harder because she has a 3 cunning. So let's go. And this is worth it here. And she got to get a 5. And look at that, we passed. We got a 5 and a 6, so she passed that one. So she's doing excellent. So we'll get rid of that, and that one's worth another 3 glory. Now I know what you're thinking. You should camp. You should camp. Look at all that glory. If you don't pass this next test, you're going to lose all that glory. Well, you know what? I like living dangerously though, so I'm going to keep going. And this is going to be our last test. Now, what I have been forgetting to do is use these little markers here. Every time you pass a test, you're supposed to put one on your thing. That means we've passed 3 danger tests. We have 1 more to do. And let's do it. And this one is Dark Ritual. Ugh. Boy, this one is a little hard here. Okay, now I can either do a cunning 4+, and this is a, see how the X's right here are different compared to those? That means these are danger tests right here. That means that I only get 1 roll to get 3 4s, and if I don't get it, I fail this test. That's a little risky. So we're going to move down to lore here and see what she has. 2 lore. Oh my goodness, and she's got to get a 5+ on 2 successes. Ugh. Or she can fight. You must fight Order of Crimson Hand. They get +2 fight dice. That's a decision right there, boy. So, what do I do? I may try for the lore. I probably fail, and I want to show you what happens when you fail anyways. So, she has a 2 lore. So let's roll. Got to get at least 2 5s, or at least 1 5 to keep going. I got 1 5. Alright, so I can roll again. I got it. That one's a 6. So we passed. Can you believe that? We passed. So now we get 3 glory for that. She gets to keep all this glory. So we'll put it on her card. And she gets the treasure, the Shroud of Hades. And there's a thing, when you complete this venture, you may take any one ally from the discard pile, but there has been no allies from the discard pile. So she has this treasure right now. We're going to try to go to a city pretty soon, probably Hong Kong, and try to sell it. And that's her turn. That was pretty successful. Angel's turn, and Angel's over here in the Yucatan, and she's trying to get the Armor of Power. This thing is worth 7 fortune, and it has 5 tests. So let's go. Let's try to get our test. And this right here is a deadly puzzle, and this is a danger test. Ugh. It has a lore. She has a lore of 2, so this is not. This is going to be. We're probably going to be. Oh boy, we're probably going to fail this one. So she's got to get 2 5s in a single roll, and she only has 2 lore. So let's see. And we did not get it. Alright, so what's going to happen now is, since she did not get it, this thing's going to go into the cliffhanger. And what that means is that when you fail this test right here, you're going to turn the card over, and you're going to have to do this one right here. But it's a cliffhanger. That means she has to do it next turn. And then we'll move on to Jennifer Butler. Now Jennifer is here in the Amazon, and this has special rules because this thing is in a deep jungle. Okay, see, look, you see how this jungle, this is a jungle icon, and it has a regular black line around it, but this jungle icon right here has a red line around it, and that means you have to first find the treasure before you can even do any dangers. That means you have to roll a success in order to do that. That makes this thing worth 2 fortune extra though if you get it. So she's going to roll, and she's going to do a check here. Let me just check something real quick. So what's going to happen is she's going to have to roll 1 die. On a roll of 1, 2, or 3, she does not find the treasure. On a roll of 4, 5, or 6, she finds the treasure. So let's roll. And 1, 2, or 3, she did not find it. That's terrible. So that means we take an exploration marker, and we put it down here on the deep jungle, and that's going to stay there because next time we roll, we get to roll 2 dice. For every turn she gets to explore it, and if we roll a 4, 5, or 6, we find it. So that's her turn, and that is it for the good guys. Now it's going to be the bad guys' turn. And how do you do the bad guys' turn? Well, first thing you're going to do is you're going to draw a villain event card. And it's a sandstorm. Any hero in a desert space immediately takes die 6 hits. That's a desert space there, and I don't have any hero in a desert space. Any temple in a desert space immediately gains an instability marker and must roll for collapse. So there's no temple, so this worked out pretty good for us. Alright, now we have the bad guy phase as well. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the mob hideout rules. Okay? So the mobs have a hideout, and during the outpost setup of the villain phase, and this is the outpost during the villain phase, roll a die 6 for the mob HQ. On a roll of 4, 5, or 6, place a monster thug figure in a random city on the board. If there's already a monster thug there, instead move the villain track 1 step forward. Okay. Alright. And what's going to happen here is you have to put we have to put a mob hideout in a random city. So let's pick our random city first, and it's going to be Venice. So we're going to put a mob hideout. This little marker here, see, and we're going to put it in Venice, right there. And now we're going to roll, and on a 4, 5, or 6, we're going to put a mobster in a city, and it's a 3, so we got lucky. Now, what happens, see, every turn though is for every mob hideout you have, the mobs get 1 fortune. They generate 1 fortune per turn. If there were 2 mob hideouts on the board, they would generate 2 fortune per turn. 3 mob hideouts, 3 fortune per turn. So they get 1 fortune per turn. So they're going to go ahead and get this. Now what's going to happen though is every time they get 3 fortune, this shadow track is going to move 1 space. So if they have a lot of mob hideouts on the board, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start trying to fight and take out some of these hideouts, and if we have to, we'll go over the rules and do that. But we don't have to do that right now. Now, the next part is the villain phase, or where the mobster moves. Now, Ice Ox Eddie, you move 1 at a time. Now, Ice Ox Eddie's going to be put in the ready position. That means next turn he'll go to a treasure. But Franco Fedici, whatever, he's going to go to a treasure, and he's going to go to the highest value treasure on the board. And that's going to be the Armor of Power down over here. So he's going to go here. Excuse me. And what will happen is next turn he'll start searching for the treasure. All he did this turn was move, and the next turn he gets to search, and then Icebox Eddie will move next turn. And so that is our turn. Now we have to replace 1 treasure, so one treasure was taken off the board, and that's going to be the Shield of Death. Alright, that's going to be worth 5, 4 dangers, and it's going to gain +1 glory for each danger overcome while in this adventure. And we're going to pick a location for it, and it's going to be Manchuria. So you stay over here in this area. And it's Lin Mi Chen's turn. Alright, Lin Mi. Oh, we'll roll for movement on her. So Lin Mi's got plenty of glory, and we want to sell that. So we're going to try to go to, I want to go to Hong Kong because that's one of her things here. So let's see if we get a good roll. And we rolled a 2, we did not get it. So she's going to go into Tokyo, and she's going to have a city event on her turn. Now it's Angel's turn. Now we're going to roll just in case for movement. 3, so we don't get an event card. So she's going to stay there, and she's going to try to do her cliffhanger. And then we have Jenny Butler, and she's going to roll for movement. She didn't get it. Didn't get a 1. So, and she's going to stay there too and try to find that treasure there. So let's start with Lin Mi Chen. Well, before we do anything, she's in a port city, so we could do a couple, and she's also in a major city. Okay? Certain things happen. Now, if I were to draw a city, first thing she's going to do is draw a city card. And if I draw a city card that says just another day in the city, then we roll on the major city epic events chart for, she's in what, Tokyo, so we roll for Tokyo. We roll a 6-sided dice and see what happens. But let's see what she gets. She gets secret delivery card. You have been given a secret package to deliver to Moscow. Discard while in the named city during your adventure phase to gain die 6 fortune. That's pretty good. Alright. So now she can have a docks adventure. And the rules on this are optional. You can have one or you don't have to have one. I make it to where if you go to a dock city, you have to have one. So let's say she's going to go to the docks and try to sell that treasure. So we pick a random token here, and then we flip it over, and it's fight the Crimson Hand. Well, that sucks ass. That's just terrible. Oh my God, we got to fight the Crimson Hand. All right, so let's start fighting. All right, now she can escape the Crimson Hand, but she has to get these dice roll. Crimson Hand fight dice rolls of 6 cost 2 hits each, and they have 3 wounds. We got to go over some fighting anyway, so let's go ahead and fight. And in order to escape, she's got to roll her cunning and get 4 in one roll. Well, let's fight. Now fights, like in Touch of Evil, take place simultaneously. She has a combat of 3, but remember, she has martial arts, and she's not using the gun because she don't have a gun weapon. So she has 3, and she gets 2 hits, so they take 2 wounds. 1 more wound and they're dead. They get 4 fight dice, but she does have that thing. Now once per fight round, you may re-roll all your missed fight dice or opponent to reroll one of their successful fight dice. So we're going to reroll our miss. And we did it. We got a 5. So they're going to die this turn, but they do get to fight. And like I said, they have 4 fight dice. Let's roll for them. And they got 1, 2, 3 hits. Wow. And they have a special thing. 6 counts as 2 hits, so they actually got 4 hits. Well, she has 4 wounds, but she does have 1 defense, and what that does is she takes that defense you get to subtract 1 wound from the total. So she took 4 wounds. Her defense is 1, so 4 minus 1 is 3, so she actually only took 3 wounds. So we'll put these 3 wounds here. She's pretty hurt pretty good, but she did defeat the Order of the Crimson Hand. She does get 5 glory for beating them, and now she's in the city, and she could heal and do all kinds of good stuff. So let's see what we're going to do. First thing we're going to do is we're going to sell this Shroud of Hades, and she's going to get 3 fortune for it. So we sold this. She has 3 fortune for that. Now she's going to heal. She's going to spend 3 glory. You can only heal in the city unless you camp, but she's going to spend 3 and heal up. Now she's going to buy some stuff. She's going to take 5 here and buy a ally card. And she gets a driver. Adds +2 adventure test during any driving test. You get +1 movement each turn. Okay. And now she's going to buy a gear card. Let's buy a gear card, and she got dynamite. Discard to automatically do die 6 wounds to an enemy or villain in your space, ignoring defense, or discard to cancel any blocked event or to automatically set a blocked test. Okay, so she has dynamite, and now she has 4 here. She could try to buy a common item, but we'd have to hope it would either be 4. But we're going to sit with that, and that's her turn. So she did all right. You know, we gained 3 fortune. Not the most, but hey, we're on our own way. Alright, Angela Espinosa's turn. We're going to end it here, and we're going to start with her cliffhanger next turn. So tune in next time.